All right, so what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, and for this video, I wanted to bring you guys some more gameplay using my tier 2 Namor, rocking that CTP of Rage and some really good Urus, right? Because I've been having some fun with him, like I told you guys. And in my last video, man, I told y'all that he's really, really powerful. And honestly, I still feel like that's the case. But I've been having a lot more fun with him, pushing him at a higher level against different bosses. And the one thing that I found to be like Namor's greatest weakness is status effect, like bleed, poison, I'm saying, burn, any of that stuff. He can't stand up to it, right? And you guys are gonna see it throughout this. And you guys may wonder why I'm using Nick Fury's buff, even though Namor's 5th skill will override that buff. The reason for that is very simple: to offer some additional survivability to Namor. Oftentimes when I use Nick Fury, I'm only using him for the leadership, the support, and the attack buff, and not so much for the dome itself to offer the immunity. But in Namor's case, I absolutely need it, especially against Corvus, because he has so many different skills that will bleed you, right? He can deal burn damage, and of course the poison is on this stage. Now luckily we don't have the Blade Twister, but that's just, honestly, that would just be too much, because the Blade Twister is also gonna bleed you, and status effects just completely shred Namor. And that kind of has me really sad, right? And that's one of the reasons why I personally feel like he should have gotten a heal or immunity in his kit, right? We're going to get invincibility once we get him up to tier 3, so I'm looking forward to that, right? And I personally think if his survivability was a little bit better, I probably could have done stage 60 with him right here against Corvus, but the survivability is too dicey, man. It's really too dicey. Right, so going up to stage 60, I tried it a couple times and I really couldn't get him to stay alive long enough to complete the stage. So I actually had to scale it back, and 57 is about where I tap out, which is kind of crazy, right? Because most people would say that Corvus is the weakest of all the bosses, right? Since there's so many different characters that can push high levels against him. But in Namor's case, I actually do way better against Proxima than I do against Corvus. And I'm not even sure if it's because of the fact that I don't need ignore dodge against Proxima, so I can use more strikers to crowd control the boss, or if it's just because of the fact that it's much harder to keep Namor alive against Corvus, because he has so many skills that will bleed you, whereas against Proxima you don't have to worry about bleed, right? I think it's a combination of both. The status effect, right, from Corvus, in addition to the fact that I don't have any ignore dodge built in natively, so I don't have the strikers that I would normally have, like Sue or maybe even Deadpool, to offer defense down, and some crowd control from Sue's charm, right? I feel like it's all those things combined with Namor's lack of survivability. That's the reason why I can't push past stage 60 against Corvus at tier 2. But I personally think once we get up to tier 3 in a few days, we're definitely going to be able to push at least maybe 65, I'm hoping for, right? I wouldn't aim for too much higher than that, because that's about where Captain America taps out. And if Namor can keep up with Captain America with a CTP of Rage and a mythic uniform, I think that's really good. Even though, of course, Captain America's survivability is way better than Namor, right? So it's just something, hold up, something for you guys to think about. And we got clapped there with Nick Fury. I was trying to put up the dome, but we're gonna try and see if we can do a little bit more damage to him here. And I'm gonna jump over and show you guys how my guy does against Thanos, and then we're gonna jump into a little bit of GBR as well, kind of like a final little highlight reel for you guys before we get him up to tier 3. I'm not gonna stall too long, right? I just wanted to give y'all a little bit more gameplay with them. We're also going to do a quick comparison, so stay tuned for the next video. Next video, I'm probably going to do a comparison between him and Reed at tier 2, because I plan to do one at tier 3 as well. But I want to clear this stage, so let's actually jump out of here, and we're going to go jump over against Thanos. All right, boys, so we're going to be pushing it to the absolute limit here with Namor. Not too sure this is going to turn out, to be honest with you guys, but we're going to give it a good go since we have him looking like a beast. Now, this is stage 31 Thanos. To put things in perspective for you guys, there's only 2 characters in my roster that I can consistently use to clear this high up against Thanos that are not tier 3, okay? The characters that I'm talking about are Cable and Psylocke. Those two, absolute beasts, you know what I'm saying? They can put out really, really good damage. damage on a consistent basis and give me a clear, even though this is stage 30 plus against Thanos. So I want to see how Namor stacks up to those other characters, because those two have uniforms, right? And Cable is even a tier 2 native, and we all know Betsy is a goddamn monster, right? So I want to see how Namor's damage stacks up to somebody like her. And honestly, I see the spikes in the damage and it looks really, really good, right? And that happens even when you don't have the defense down. The whales look beautiful, man. Like, honestly, his animations are truly phenomenal. And I have high hopes for him when he gets a uniform, because we know that's going to happen, right? They did this on purpose. They left him feeling incomplete on purpose, in my opinion, right? To make it so it's an easy fix. But at least we got some good damage and we're going to be able to have a little bit of fun with him. Hold up. Damn. Come on. We're going to have some fun with him until he eventually gets a uniform. Ooh, come on. Let's get some damage, baby. Okay, so we're a little bit behind. We're about 2 bars behind where we ideally want to be, right? Generally, to be on pace to complete this thing, you want to get Thanos down to 11 bars with at least 3 minutes, 30 seconds left, right? So we're about 9 seconds behind. But Namor has good damage. We just got to be as cautious as possible with him, just to make sure we don't take any unnecessary damage, because any kind of burn damage, any kind of poison, any kind of bleed, any kind of status effects, like, they really just rip him, right? Plus Thanos can also debuff the guard, so he's no joke either. Plus you always got to be watching when Thanos decides to do that super titan punch that can one-shot you from under the water. Like, damn, I got a lot of damage dealt to me there. Okay, we good. I was ooh, damn, I got really lucky there. I thought I was gonna get time frozen by the trap. I should have ideally tagged, but I want to see if I can pump out some good damage with him, because we're a little bit behind. And I'm also watching. There we go. I'm watching for that. It's good that he has that damage reduction, because otherwise, and his HP pool is so high, because otherwise he would be dead already for sure. Okay, we gotta be a little bit careful here. All right, hold up, chill. Chill. It looks like he's moving so slow, but he's actually moving quite fast enough to outrun most of the effects. Okay, we gotta be careful. I don't know what he's gonna do. So we're in a little bit of trouble here in terms of time. If Thanos iframes a whole lot, whew, damn it. I'm trying to be like super aggressive, because I know that ideally we should have them at 5 bars by 1:30. Like, when 1:30 left, you need to have them at 5 bars. Woo, because Thanos is the type of guy that he would iframe into a wall and hide like back to back. And sometimes he'll like see that you have 1 bar left, and he'll do it like 3-4 times in a row. Like, you get off one attack and then he iframes, get off another attack, he iframes, and he just stalls for like 10-second periods and just wastes all your time. So right here, I'm behind by like 20 seconds, right? And that's bad. So that's why I'm not tagging like I usually do, because I know I have to be on him, because this is bad business. At least we got good damage. And I'm saying the fact that he's putting out such good damage above stage 30 without his tier 3 is really good. It's definitely a good sign. So the one thing I can absolutely attest to is the fact that Namor has some of the best DPS in the game, for sure. Especially when you consider characters without uniforms. Honestly, this is premium damage right here, for sure. But damage isn't everything if you can't stay alive. But hey, we can make it work with them with anti-venom, right? So I guess I shouldn't be complaining too much. At least they got something right. They could have done him even dirtier, and we're not gonna get this because it's only 15 seconds left, man. I'm telling you guys, like, he can definitely do it, and he has the potential to do even greater things once he gets the uniform. So we're gonna have like 1 bar left. Like, he iframed and then iframe and then iframe. Like, he's so annoying, guy. Oh my goodness. So we got close, man. That's actually not a bad showing. And I'm saying we're gonna get him up to tier 3 and we're gonna get some revenge on this guy. But before we do that, let's jump into a little bit of GBR so you guys can see what he does against Master Mold. Now, the great thing about going up against Master Mold is the fact that you don't have to worry about too many status effects like bleed, poison, shock, all that stuff, right? You just gotta try to kite a little bit because Namor doesn't have any native healing, and you can't rely on anti-venom because, as you can see, I'm not using anti-venom and there's nobody here that's gonna heal me. So it's gonna be me and just doing as much damage as I possibly can. This is gonna be the combat version of Master Mode, so we don't have a type advantage. I'm gonna show you guys just how fast Namor can clear this man, because his DPS is definitely he's definitely god tier, right? He has god tier damage, but he's super squishy, kind of like Gambit, to be honest. Like, if you want to think of like a combat version of Gambit, it's probably Namor, right? Just because his damage is insane. The damage is insane, boys. When you can get the crit rate to proc the crit damage from his tier 2 passive, you're gonna notice massive spikes in his DPS, and the bars are just gonna melt, boys. Trust me, there's a Luna Snow in here, which is actually kind of cool, right? Because then we can take advantage of the heal from her tier 3 skill. But trust me, even Luna Snow is gonna lose to my Namor, because Namor is beasting, bro. He's beasting. Damage is beastly. I'll be surprised if this guy lives for more than like 2 minutes. Namor, like his tier 3 skill, I can just imagine how much damage that's gonna do, because I'm doing so much damage with just the 4-5 combo. Each time I get on the proc, it's like 5 or 6 bars coming off this guy minimum, right? So I'm hoping that we're getting the same kind of DPS or more with the tier 3 skill. Hopefully we can get like 10 bars out of Master Mode, because I'm looking forward to seeing how Namor is gonna do against Galactus, right? The tough part, I think, of that fight is gonna be to try and keep Namor alive, for sure, right? But against Master Mode, he's literally just shredding him, and we took a little bit of damage there, but we got a heal going on there from Luna Snow, which is actually quite dope, right? And I think Namor's 5th skill actually buffs the other people that are in here with me, so that's actually pretty cool too. As you can see, man, we actually completed that thing in, what is that, just over 2 minutes. Got 65% of the damage. Hey, goddamn, we got a combat type enhancement kit of the 6-star variety. That's for Namor, baby. That's actually being saved for Namor, for sure. Anyways, boys, gonna wrap it up right here, man. Thank you guys so much for watching. Just want to leave you guys with a little bit of Namor gameplay, man. He's absolutely stellar damage wise, but his survivability is quite dicey, so pick him up at your own risk. You know what I'm saying? You might pick him up and you might be disappointed if you jump into some harder content and he just keeps dying on you. But at least you can see for yourself that with the right build, with enough invested, right, you can get really good damage out of the character. And at least, right, take solace in the fact that he can do something really, really well. So anyways, boys, thank you so much for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.